Hello guys, in this video we shall be talking about certain topics from electrodynamics, specifically electromagnetic induction and displacement current. So let's begin. So the first idea we need to be clear about is motional EMF and also in general about EMF. So EMF in this course would be sort of related to the driving factor, which is Fs, which is sort of like the force per unit charge. Now why is this important? Because we can get the results in a similar manner by considering potential, but it might make it easier to sort of conceptualize in certain cases. For example, if we consider the case of sliding rod, which is sort of the most standard example, the Lorentz force, magnetic Lorentz force would be the driving factor. So we can derive it simply by doing some integration. Like we can take the Lorentz force to be QVB, and since it's per unit charge, it will just be VB and then integrated over this length, and we can actually get it as BVL, and this is the main result, which is regarding motional EMF. So in this case, the Lorentz force is the driving factor, and in, let's say, a battery or a cell, it will be the chemical reactions that will drive the movement of the charges. So this formula is quite important, as well as this idea of taking the integral. So the next topic is Faraday's law, which makes this idea more concrete. So Faraday EMF is about saying that the induced EMF will be the negative rate of change of flux. And we can say that will be the integral of the Faraday electric field over a line element, over a loop in some sense. The properties of the Faraday electric field are different from that of a Coulomb electric field in the sense that for this to actually work, the curl has to be negative derivative of the magnetic field with respect to time. So the partial derivative with respect to time of the magnetic field, and the divergence has to equal 0. So this is very similar to a magnetic field in some sense, but there are a few differences as well, because we can't exactly apply the techniques in many cases because of this time derivative here. So exactly they cannot be applied, but in cases where rate of change is quite small, we can actually use the techniques that were used in magnetostatics. So this law is quite important and will be used in many situations. So, and this microscopic version of the properties of Faraday electric field will also be useful. Then we have a topic of inductance, which is just extending the ideas of Faraday's law to changing currents in some sense. So we have different formulae which can be derived, like in case of an inductor, the back EMF, or basically the EMF induced due to the self-inductance. So we can get that to be minus L di by dt. These are few formulae which I have learned in 12th grade, so there isn't really much more to it than that. So this formula plus the mutual inductance formula, which is quite similar, just instead of L we have M21, and L and M are like geometric properties of the substance we are dealing with, as well as the shape and stuff like that. So these formulae have been quite used previously, so there's not much more than that. Then we have energy stored in inductor being half Li squared. This is also quite known to us. And magnetic field energy density, we can derive from this by taking the volume into account, and we get this general formula of B squared by 2 mu. So these formulae will be quite useful. Then we have the idea of the displacement current, which is regarding the mathematical inconsistency in Ampere's law. So what we realize is that the Ampere's law is not correct mathematically, because if we take the divergence of the left hand side, we won't get that to be equal to 0, although it must always be equal to 0, because it's a curl, so it must be 0. So there needs to be some correction. So we turn to the continuity equation, which is del rho by del t plus divergence of j being equal to 0. From that we can express it as this. So divergence of epsilon naught del E by del t plus j equals 0. So we can call this component epsilon naught del E by del t as Z as the displacement current, because this will equal the del by del t of the displacement field when polarization is 0. So this is quite an apt name in many cases. So taking this correction term into account, we'll get the modified Ampere's law, which is the curl of the magnetic field equals mu naught j plus epsilon naught del E by del t. So this is the final corrected form of Maxwell-Ampere law. So these are some of the topics which are important in displacement current and electromagnetic induction. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.